What would you do if you woke up in the middle of the night to find someone cutting your hair? Well, if you're one of these people, you might just be cursed by the phantom barber of Pascagoula. It all started back in 1942 in Pascagoula, Mississippi. One night, Mrs. L.O. Wilcher was awakened in her home by the sound of a woman screaming in the next bed. She turned on the light to see two women standing over her friend's bed. Both of them were holding scissors. One of them was even sitting on the bed cutting more hair out of the still sleeping victim's head. At first, Mrs. Wilcher thought she was dreaming, but then she heard one of the women say, "I've got to get some more." Immediately, Mrs. Wilcher screamed for her husband, and the mysterious women vanished into thin air. The next morning, they returned to find that their friend's head was completely shaved. Nothing else was stolen, so it wasn't a robbery. Nobody had broken in or out, meaning there was no suspect. It was almost as if the women had teleported right into the bedroom to steal just a few locks of hair before leaving just as mysteriously as they arrived. The local barbershop owner said he had seen the woman in the story before, but couldn't recall her name. He also admitted that he had cut the exact same style of hair that was stolen off the woman in the story, leading many to believe that this individual was responsible. However, he insisted that he hadn't done it. The following night, the women were visited by two marshals, one of which stayed in the room with them, while the other patrolled outside. Around midnight, the women started hearing commotion outside, so they turned on their lights to see a man with a pair of scissors running through the yard. When the marshal outside went to investigate, he saw the man jump a fence and disappear into the darkness. Then the man came back and tried the door, but seeing that it was locked, he ran away again. When the sun came up, they found out that he had cut the lock off of the spare bedroom where the woman was staying and had taken a lock of her hair as well. Terrified, the women contacted the press, and soon the whole town was talking about the mysterious phantom barber. Following the third attack, the sheriff set up an all-out manhunt, going door to door asking questions and searching for clues, but since there was no sign of forced entry at any of the crime scenes, no witnesses, and barely any physical evidence, the case quickly went cold. The barber was never caught, and the attack suddenly stopped in early 1943 after the media attention died down. All that was left behind was a handful of stolen hair, and a town full of people scratching their heads in confusion. But what really happened here? Was this the work of a real-life phantom barber, or is there another explanation for these bizarre crimes? Unfortunately, the truth is that we don't know. This case has remained unsolved for over 80 years and has spawned countless theories. Some say that the barber was a figment of the ladies' imaginations, a manifestation of their own fears and insecurities. Others say that it was the work of an escaped mental patient, while still others insist that it was nothing more than a prank gone wrong. There are even those who believe that the barber was a supernatural entity, a ghost, or even an alien. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. As for the stolen hair, it's unclear what became of it. In most cases, it would have been tossed away after the initial investigation was completed. However, it's possible that some of it was kept as a souvenir by the victims or the police. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be any way to find out for sure. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn about more bizarre crimes, be sure to check out the series in the description or comments below. Until next time, stay safe, and don't forget to turn off your lights before you go to bed. Otherwise, you might just attract the attention of a phantom barber.